Hello guys, welcome back to another video. There are many mysteries around the world that are unexplained. In this video, I am going to tell you about the mystery of a forest. Situated in the rural wilds of Larne, Northern Ireland, is a peaceful little tract of idyllic woodland called Ballybowly Forest. The area has been known as a malevolent locale for centuries, and was long avoided by travelers. It is said that during the 15th through 17th centuries, this was a place where countless souls entered, only to vanish and never leave, disappearing without a trace. A group of fellow high school students went out on a camping and mountaineering trip in 2005. They were there on a church-sponsored field trip, where they would hike and camp for a few days. One night, they spent camping out in Ballybowly Forest, and there were several other groups at campsites nearby. At some point during the evening, some very weird events allegedly began to play out when some other campers began shouting out. The witness says, "We were all gathered around a gas stove having hot chocolate, when someone else noticed some kind of movement down at the far end of the fire break. Some strange figures were holding some kind of torches, but this is where it got a bit stranger. Rather than modern torches or maglights, the figures seemed to be holding what were either branches that had been set on fire, or some kind of oil lanterns that you held out in front of you. We counted 4 of these figures." Someone later that night, who lived on a farm and would therefore know a bit about this, claimed that, after the figures vanished, they could hear sounds like an abattoir in the distance echoing cries and squeals of animals. Needless to say, after the figures vanished, our young imaginations ran wild and we began to assume the worst was about to happen. The next morning we left the forest. A similar report comes from 1997, when 2 witnesses claimed to have been walking in the forest when they had heard a flapping sound, which they tried to ignore as just a trick of the wind. As they continued through the trees, they claimed that they were soon assailed by the sounds of what sounded like a woman screaming and moaning in agony. This seemed to get louder, as the increasingly panicked men picked up their pace through the woods, and they then purportedly found themselves coming upon a tree that looked to be covered with blood, seemingly fresh and just smeared all over the bark, yet there was no sign of anyone else out there and the screaming had stopped to leave silence crashing down upon them. The grisly sight of all of that blood sent the men scrambling to get out of there, and as they did they claimed that they had seen 4 figures dressed in ragged brown hooded cloaks standing at the tree line watching them. Besides strange phenomena and robed ghosts, there have also been very bizarre reports of creatures in the forest. It is another quaint, creepy forest holding mysteries that will probably live on, no matter what the answers may be. Let me know in the comments that what you think about this forest. Hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel.